Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to this week's episode review for The Flash, episode 4. Now, this week, we had a good mixture of everything. Barry making bad decisions, Cisco honestly being one of the best friends you could ever have, Harry being Harry, Joe making you cry. Overall, this episode, it had a little bit of everything. You had zombies, because, that's a thing in the Flash now. When he, well, we knew he could control people, but this was straight zombies. So Barry, Harry, and Cisco, they had to go to get this serum that's hidden away. They have to steal it. Cisco hides it and doesn't tell Barry that it's actually there. So, because Barry is going to give it to the doctor to try to save his life, because that's what Barry's decision is. And Cisco fights him because basically he's like, that's a bad decision. Ultimately, it is a bad decision because that cure doesn't work, and Flash has to fight him in the end of the episode. But Cisco really was old school Cisco in this episode. He was the best friend that for Barry and the Flash, and he was trying to do what was best. Well, what he thought was best, and that was to save the serum, to save Barry for Crisis. Even though that wouldn't even work, but in Cisco's mind, that's what he needed to do. But ultimately, Cisco gives Barry the serum. Barry takes it to the doctor. It doesn't work, like I said, and the doc figures out that in order to save his life and live longer, he has to have people scared and kill them while they're scared in order for it to have the adrenaline and all that in the thing that causes the cells to... It's a bunch of science mumbo jumbo. Frost and Flash fight him. Again, turns people to zombies. The team looks very kind of depressed because they know that when the Doc gets hungry again, he's gonna go kill more people. And while this episode, it's been great this whole season. It feels like it's old school Flash, and I really loved it. Now, one of my favorite scenes this whole episode was Barry and Joe talking on the balcony, because that was one of the most emotional scenes I've ever seen in The Flash. Joe, he straight up, it was crying and just bawling, and it pulled on your heartstrings, and it was powerful. It really was, because it was him and Barry kind of saying, okay, well, you're gonna die. I'm not ready for this, and the world owes you better. And Barry's like, no, I'm grateful for everything I've had and all that. And honestly, it was fantastic. That scene alone gives a lot of points to this episode. The ending was also fantastic because Harry uses the chip that Cisco makes him and is in this tunnel system and figures out where the Monitor's base is. And it's on Earth 1, and that he pulls out a pickaxe and he's going at it. So, cannot wait to see what happens there. I don't think we're going to find out what Harry finds in the Monitor's base next week, because the previews for next week show a all black and white episode with Cisco, and it looks phenomenal, but I don't think they're going to give us any news about the Monitor quite yet. Overall, episode gets a 8.5 out of 10. I feel like sometimes Barry was just a little too harsh on Cisco, especially that whole guilt trip with being, oh, I was testing you for the leader. Like, that's okay, whatever. Cisco's just being a good fucking best friend, but you do you, Barry. You do you. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Arrow View is going to be up shortly, so make sure you hit that sub button to find out about that one. And like always, I will see you in the next one. Later.